Sushruta was an ancient Indian physician and the main author of the treatise the Compendium of Suśruta. The Mahabharata, an ancient Indian epic text, represents him as a son of Rishi Vishvamitra, which coincides with the present recension of Sushruta-saṃhitā. Kunjalal B. Sagratna opined that it is safe to assume that Sushruta was of the race of Vishvamitra. The Sushruta-saṃhitā is one of the most important surviving ancient treatises on medicine and is considered a foundational text of Ayurveda. The treatise addresses all aspects of general medicine, but the translator G. The Compendium of Suśruta locates its author in Varanasi, and recounts that Sushruta learned medicine and surgery from the king of that city, Devodasar, who was an incarnation of the god of medicine Dhanvantari. Date. The early scholar Rudolf Hohenle proposed that some concepts from the Sushruta-saṃhitā could be found in the Artapatha Brahmana, that he dated to the 6th century BCE, and this dating is still often repeated. However, during the last century, scholarship on the history of Indian medical literature has advanced substantially, and firm evidence has accumulated that the Sushruta-saṃhitā is a work of several historical layers. Its composition may have begun in the last centuries BCE and it was completed in its present form by another author who redacted its first 5 chapters and added the long, final chapter, the Uttaratantra. It is likely that the Sushruta-saṃhitā was known to the scholar Drabala, which gives the latest date for the version of the work that has come down to us today. It has also become clear through historical research that there are several ancient authors called Sushruta, and that they should not be conflated. Citations. The Mahabharata lists Sushruta amongst the sons of Vishvamitra, the legendary sage and progenitor of all Brahmanas. The same connection with Vishvamitra is also made in the Sushruta-saṃhitā itself. The name Sushruta appears in later literature in the Bauer manuscript, where Sushruta is listed as one of the 10 sages residing in the Himalayas. Sushruta-saṃhitā. The Sushruta-saṃhitā, in its extant form, in 184 chapters contains descriptions of 1,120 illnesses, 700 medicinal plants, 64 preparations from mineral sources and 57 preparations based on animal sources. The text discusses surgical techniques of making incisions, probing, extraction of foreign bodies, alkali and thermal cauterization, tooth extraction, excisions, and trocars for draining abscess, draining hydrocele and ascitic fluid, removal of the prostate gland, urethral stricture dilatation, vesiculotomy, hernia surgery, caesarean section, management of hemorrhoids, fistulae, laparotomy and management of intestinal obstruction, perforated intestines and accidental perforation of the abdomen with protrusion of omentum, and the principles of fracture management, viz., traction, manipulation, apposition and stabilization, including some measures of rehabilitation and fitting of prosthetic. It enumerates 6 types of dislocations, 12 varieties of fractures, and classification of the bones and their reaction to the injuries, and gives a classification of eye diseases including cataract surgery,